Hey guys, welcome back to Exit 45. Today we're going to be getting back on the Thunderbird. We're kind of stuck to it like glue, I think, until we get it done at this point. So where are we at? Number 6, I think, is our update video. We left off working on the fuel system. So we got a lot of other things done, but the fuel system is where we were when we stopped. So we'll pick it up from there, and hopefully we'll get past that this week and get onto the brakes. So let's go ahead and get it done.
Okay, try it. Now you're getting jump out of there, all right?
Well, guys, I'm not exactly 100% sure where we left off on the last video. So I'm going to go ahead and just walk you through where we're at. I know we started on the fuel system, getting all that in. So you can see over here, we got our regulator mounted. We started hooking up some lines. I think I walked you through the process of building these lines. So I've also got this line set up here, which is the main feed line coming from the tank. And that's just going to go on right there. It's going to come along this brace right here to the firewall, and then it'll run out that way. You also saw the return line here. That'll follow the same path. But anyway, so yep, it's going to run along here all the way, and it's going to come down over here. And then here's where my return line's coming, and there's my feed line, and I got the hard line is up. Let me see if I can get up here and show you. So you can see here, there's my hard line right there. You saw me just a minute ago blow that out, make sure it was clean. This is where we convert to the AN system. And so then once I get the brake lines in, we'll tidy all this up together going back to the back of the car. So that's kind of where that's at. So it's all in pretty good shape. I think next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting all this routed and tightened up and over to that side of the car and hooked up over here. And I think once I get past that, I can probably start looking at, I know what I need to do. I got to come in here. And I got to finish routing this back to the fuel pump. So that'll be the next thing. So let me tidy up all this under here. All right, I think we got things pretty tidied up for the most part. I can't tidy them up, too much here because I don't have this brace in. That's going to tighten up all that. But for all purposes, the fuel system is in up here under the hood. Same thing on this side. I can't tidy up these items until this brace is in here, but the fuel line is good through here. I'll get that finalized. It's tidied up all along here. So I think we're okay where we're at right now. This whole under the hood area will get tidied up when I get done. You know, I'm trying to get things about where I want them, and then I'll go through this and just really kind of clean it up a little bit. But there's a lot of aftermarket stuff on this right now, and it's just cluttering it up a lot more than I'd kind of hoped for, but that's what happens. It's all right. Anyway. Yep. All right. We're going to go ahead and turn our attention to the electrical on the inside, see if we can't get the electrical run to the back, get hooked up to our pump, and get that done, because when we get that, that'll be really nice, because that should wrap up for all purposes our completion of the ProFlow system. We should be ready to go with that. That should be done, and then you know, we'll go through the whole startup procedures and all that when we get to that. And then the next thing I'll have to do for the cooling system is I got to get this fan wired with a relay, get that done. So that'll be the next step after I do the wiring for the pump, is to come up here and get this. Oh yeah, we're getting there. Well guys, I've gone through all the electrical for the relays, and I'm gonna have to pick up a few things. So I'm not gonna be able to move forward on that just yet, but I do need a wire for the fan. This needs to go to the fuse box to get some keyed power. That's all I really need for the fan. The fuel, I need a heavier gauge wire to run from here back to the fuel pump, and I need a 15 amp fuse to put here to make this a fusible link from the relay to the battery. And then this will be the wires for the other two wires I need. So I have everything I need except for just a couple little things. So I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and start working on getting my brakes. I got to get the line that runs through here in and start setting up the wheels. So let's go ahead and get going on that until I get what I need for those relays. Okay, guys. So wanted to show you guys this. Right here is where I got the brake kit from, and this was set up with the Thunderbird in mind. So this was actually for the Thunderbird kit, which is a fairly new kit that they just put together. That's where you can go to look for it. If you don't see it on the website, just give them a call. They do have it. It just wasn't on the website when I bought this one. So I spent a lot of time trying to figure out where I can get a master cylinder that would go to my newly rebuilt booster. And apparently that's just, you can't do it. It doesn't work. That one won't work for what I'm doing. I'm going disc. And that booster is not going to work for that. And when I was talking to this company, Auto City Classic, the guy was saying, the brake guy there that is responsible for all their brake stuff, components, said he just finished putting together a kit, and he got it designed in such a way that it would have very little impact on your brace in the car. It would just need a little modification. So that's good. And so that's what I picked up. So I got this, and I have a nicely rebuilt original, which I had done a long time ago. I pulled it off, and I thought, I have no idea how long it'll take, so let me just send it in and get it rebuilt. Well, Anybody needs one, I have one. Anyway, so this is a disc setup. I have a new booster, and I have a new master cylinder, proportioning valve, and all the lines. So I am getting ready to figure all this out. So one of the first things they have you doing is to get the bracket here and the proportioning valve and get them bolted together. So we're going to go ahead and tighten that up. Okay, so there's that. This is the brake light warning switch. I don't think that's going to work for what we have on our cars, on these, so we'll have to figure that out. All right, so now that will go like that. All right, I'm not gonna tighten this fully. I'm just gonna snug it down a little bit. If I can get it started. Like I said, if I can get it to start, there it goes. So it looks like this one will go from here to here. There you go. All right, so there's that. Okay, then this one will go to the others. All right, this is gonna go like this. Okay, so this one here had to have some tweaking, but it's fine. Okay, again, they're just loose. So let's do a real quick comparison. I'll get you to this angle, and you can see how much thicker this one is than this one. Hey, don't run away, no. Stay. All right, so this is much thinner than this one. You can see right here, if you look at them, both of them together, you can see it. So that's going to help, looks like a lot, as far as keeping this from getting into your brace. So, I will have to I'll have to take out the this bracket here that's already on the car, and I will have to replace it with this system here. So this is just loosely put together. I just wanted to get it together and see what needed to be done. I still got some plumbing issues I got to deal with. This is, the original. The threads are, not a lot. They're not in great shape. So I'll get another one of these pressure switches. I don't know if I'm going to need this or not, because we do have so this is the rear port, which is fine. You only need the one. And then you have a port here to go to the right or left, and then you have a port here to go to the right or left front. There. I assume I'm going to have to figure out, this comes off, and see if I can get an adapter. I can adapt this one to go in there, so then I can get my my brake signal here instead of this one, because this is wrong for this car. So I'll have to figure out a way to adapt this opening to take and accept this. So that shouldn't, hopefully that won't be a terribly difficult thing. And then I should be able to just tie the two front lines into either one of these. And then right there, I think, looks like it's going to be, you know, fairly simple for the most part. The only thing that I did notice, I'll show you here, is on this one we have the 2 ports. We only have the one here. And I know this one here goes to the carburetor to get vacuum. And then this one, I believe, is the one that goes to the down to the transmission. So this new one here doesn't have that. So I'm not sure whether it's required to go through here, or can I just pull vacuum from the carburetor. That I'm not sure about. So if any of you are familiar with this, and I need to know if this is required for the vacuum to go through the booster, for the vacuum modulator down there at the transmission. Or can I pick that up from the, in my case, throttle body? So I don't know the answer to that, but I don't have to on this one. So I would have to figure that out then. You know, maybe, I don't know. I just don't know. So I need to figure that out. Anyway, yeah, I think pretty close to go ahead and slide this in there and see how it fits. Well, guys, been a slow day for me. Really just trying to figure out so much about how this new system's going to work. So you got this linkage that comes, you know, on here through there, you know, and it goes up to the pedal. And I'm just trying to figure out what my what this looks like. You know, when I go up underneath there, you know, it's, if you look underneath, I mean, it's just got a thin rod that goes to, I just don't know if that'll even fit on there. So I'm going to have to go and bring this underneath the pedal there and see if this will fit up on the linkage underneath there and see if this will all work or not, or if I'm going to have to try and come up with some sort of a combination of the two. So, you know how much I love the aftermarket stuff, guys. So, you know, you got your linkage here. And this. So right here, let me get you on it. There we go. This rod right here looks like this would replace it. And, you know, go through and out there, and I'm not sure how that would work because there's a rubber boot here that's got a, you know, just an opening big enough for that rod. So I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it looks like it slides on there maybe, but I don't know. I really don't want to take all this apart to find out that this isn't going to work on here. I mean, it doesn't... I don't know. I can't quite... I guess it looks like it'll go on there. And it looks like it's dimensionally, it's, you know, thin enough that it'll go on where the clip is here. So I guess the only problem that we'd have to deal with is the fact that, you know, this isn't designed to go through the rubber bushing here on the, this little rubber bushing right here has just got a, you know, an exact opening for this flat rod, not this round rod. So, you know, that would be the drawback. It'd be nice if I could keep this system in here and that rod that goes out to there, and maybe swap it out on the, yeah, the only problem is that's not adjustable. And I'm afraid that, you know, if I tried to keep that, I would have to try and get it hooked into here. I imagine you could probably do it, but are these things going to be exactly at the same distance? And, you know, I would lose my adjustability with, you know, with this right here. So I think I just need to follow their directions, and it says to pull all that out and put this in. So we'll just trust that that's right. I just don't want to go back underneath there and undo all that. It's not easy to get to. Alrighty, I'm going to go underneath there, I guess, and we'll pull the old mount off. We'll disconnect it from the pedal first, and then we'll pull this mount off. We'll slide this one in. We'll get it bolted in, and then we'll figure out about getting all this hooked up. So, well, here's where we're at. I've got all of the old system out. I've got the new system ready to go in. And then I realized there's a difference between these two. So the studs that are on here, you know, they're not going to work here. So now I have to go get some bolts to bolt all this together. Did I ever tell you how much I really love doing aftermarket stuff? But hey, that is what you call hot rodding, right? You fix one problem, move on to the next. You keep doing that until you're done. Or you never stop doing it, probably is more accurate. Anyways, guys, I got to make a run for several things. I'll do that tomorrow. And it's already starting to get dark outside, so I'm going to wrap it up for today. Yep. I know I'm late getting out of the shop when Pepper's here saying, hello, can we go in? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm running late, I guess. Come on. Well, come on. All right, there we go. Hey, guys. Welcome back. It's next day, and I am hard at it today. We got out early and decided we skip the Thunderbird for the day, and we'll just do a little fishing. How about that, huh? Anyway, so see, it's his idea. It was his birthday, you know, and he wants to fish. So here we are. You guys remember, it was just a couple weeks ago we had 10 inches of snow. Now look where we're at.
In shorts.
There you go. Enjoying a beautiful day at the beach in my shorts. So you live in Florida, you just learned that weather gets crazy here in the winter. It's hot, cold, everything in between. Anyway, anything exciting happens, I'll bring you guys in, let you take a look. Otherwise, we're just gonna relax. Well, guys, it's been a nice quiet day, which is just fine with us. Maybe one fish, but so far nothing. So, guys, it was a really nice, relaxing day. We didn't catch anything, but you know what? That's okay. He had a good time. Watched the fighter jets fly over all day. All right, guys, it's next day. We're back from our little fishing excursion. It was nice. It was relaxing. We didn't catch anything, so we went hungry, but whatever. It's all good. So we're back in the shop today. I'm just waiting for my dad to mosey out here to the shop, and we're going to get busy on tightening up all the loose ends on this Thunderbird. Just been bouncing around a lot on it because waiting on some parts to come in, and so we're gonna start tightening some of that up. I got some parts in, so we can start working on tightening up. Those electrical relays need to be done. I got everything I need for those now, and I think I have everything I need for the radiator hoses and the transmission cooling lines, so we can tighten those up. And we've been working on trying to get the brakes going. So I'd like to get the master cylinder and all that installed in there today, and then I can start to figure out my plumbing. So yeah, there you go. All right, let's get at it. What are you having a fit about? I know, Grandpa's here. Look who finally made it. All right. Loki, you want inside? You want to go inside? All right. Guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to take him in. He's pretty insistent. All right, so here's what we're going to be doing. Dad here is going to be working on the fan relay. So he's going to take this pile of mess and turn it into something that makes sense.
And it'll look good too.
Oh, really? All right, I'll hold you to that. Once he's done with that one, he gets to do the fuel relay. So we can wrap up some of this last little bit of electrical. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Well, guys, while my dad's over there taking care of all of that, I am going to be back here getting all the brakes back on that I had to take off so I could put the wheels on.
Done.
Done with what?
Done with what you wanted. This thing.
That's just one of them.
Yep. Here's the other one.
Looks good though. Look at that. Look how nice and neat that is all the way around there. There you go. And here we go to the fan. All right, so that's the fan relay. Now we got to get the fuel pump relay, which he has in his hands. So, all right, more to do. All right, we'll leave the electrician alone and let him get more of this done. I'm going to go back over here and play around with these brakes, trying to get these all these wheels all taken care of so that
I'll take care of
we're
this,
ready to
and
go.
you just go take your get your brakes done.
Yeah. All right, I'm going. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and continue to set this up. So here's what I came up with on this. The directions tell you to try and get this to where you only have a little bit of play on either of the brake pads. Well, that's impossible without that puck being engaged some. Right now, the way these come to you, that puck is sunk all the way in. And this rotor here is only so thick. So these are going to stay loose. No matter how many bigger spacer I put in there, it'll either push this all the way this way, and it'll make this one tight, but then make this one really loose. Or it'll go the other way, and it'll make this one tighter, and then this one really loose on the outside. So the reality here is this is a floating caliper. And once that puck engages, it's going to center it wherever those spacers set it up at. I don't know what that is. So I think the game plan for me here is going to be leave the spacers I have, then tighten this all up, bleed the brakes, get everything hooked up, get the brakes bled, and then take a look at where this caliper is sitting. And if the caliper is sitting to one side too much, you know, like in or out, then I can adjust the spacer easy enough. I can just pull this off, get back in here, adjust the spacer to center the caliper better. That's how I'm going to approach this. I've really been struggling with this. I struggled with it when I did the video on these because I couldn't achieve what they were asking for. And I never really thought it through all the way and to figure out why I couldn't achieve what they were asking for. Now I understand. That puck is too far in there, and you can see I've got a lot of play on both of these. And no matter what I do with the spacers, it's just going to shift more play on one inside or outside because that caliper hasn't come out yet. So there's no sense me playing around with this right now because I have no idea what's going to happen once I put pressure to it.
What you do?
Caught him snacking.
Got to take a break once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll let you have your break, I suppose. All right, so I'm back here at the back wheel again, and I'm going to put the pin back in. I've just got a little bit of light coat of grease on either side. That should help this float on this pin a little bit better. Come on, there we go. There we go. Okay, there's that one. Let's get this one off. There we go. That floats a lot better now. I'm pretty happy with how that's setting in there, and that floats nicely now. Let's get, I'm going to go ahead and get the other side. And I think after that, we're going to go ahead and tackle that master cylinder. I'll get the other side by myself. You guys take a break. We'll get something to eat, something to drink. I don't know. Whatever it is you guys want to do. A nap. It's up to you. All right, what you got going on over here?
Oh, we're just soldering some of these wires on we really don't want to lose. You know, the crimping didn't seem to work, so we're going to go with solder.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the crimping. It's 50-50 if it's going to hold. Soldering always holds. That's perfect. That's never coming off of there without cutting it.
Now put some
right.
heat shrink around it, and we should be done.
All right, very good. All right, hopefully we're wrapping up these relays here in just a minute. Okay, where are we at?
We're working on the fuel pump. Fuel pump relay.
Okay, looks like you're just about done. So we got our fuse link in here. And we're set up. So one of the things I don't have, guys, is the pigtail or the mounting thing for the relay. So we just wired it in this way. and I will get me one of these so that we have a way of mounting it, and then we don't have exposed wires. But for now, on the temporary, that'll work. Looks good.
Of course.
This is all cleaned up now. The battery tray is all empty and the wires are all tucked and put away. We got 100 wires coming to the relay switch there.
And this will be right.
All right. Yep. And then we'll just take this and zip tie that to that one just to hold it.
Flopping.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
Okay, and then the next thing we got, there's a red wire that runs, we got run down there. And you can see it all right here. We're going to go run that back to the fuel pump and get that wired up, and then we're done. We are done with the fuel system. All right. Okay, guys, I think we're wired in back here. It's all dressed out. It's routed all the way along in the plastic little doohickeys along the
Floorboard.
The transmission tunnel. And we're cleaned up everywhere else. So I think the fuel pump's done, wired in, and I believe that finishes up the fuel system.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. All right, let me get out of this trunk. All right, guys, so we're going to tackle this since we got the relays done. I've got all the brakes around on the calipers and everything installed again. But I can't figure out all my lines until I got this in, so this is next. And this is going to stink. The old system has studs here, so it'd be easier to just slide it through the holes, you know, and it'll at least somewhat hold itself. There's no studs on these. You're gonna have to. I had to go get some bolts. So with that said, I got to figure out how we're gonna do this. I guess I'm gonna get it stubbed in there first, and then we'll figure it out from there. All right. Somehow, this needs to go down. They said it was going to be tight fit. They were not wrong. Just got to figure out the best way in.
Pull this off, get it out of the way.
You know what? Now that I think about it, good job. This actually does have to come off.
Okay.
And get it out of the way. didn't even remember it.
Well, it just looked like it.
Good job, Dad. All right, we're going to pull this. Be right back. Okay, now I got to get... Okay, come on. So here we are at it again. You can see we pulled the master cylinder off, but what I went ahead and did was put a spacer in here to simulate the master cylinder. And then I can hook all my lines up to the proportioning valve. And now I have room to work to do that. And then once the lines are all hooked up and this is all in and everything's ready to go, we can put the master cylinder back on just by undoing this, slide this up, push it up out of the way a little bit, slide the master on, and then slide that back on and bolt it all up. That's the plan anyway, so we will see. But let me get this all on here. I mean, it's not going to make these bolts any easier to get to back here. My main concern was, what are we going to do about these lines and hooking all this up? I was never going to get to all that. Both of those went in. Okay.
Can we hold that one?
So if you can hold those enough where I can go get a nut on them.
Sure.
All right, let's see. Oh, this is not going to be fun. I knew I was going to hate this job. Okay, that one's on. Now, nut. Ah, I lost the nut.
I'm glad I'm not trying to do it.
Huh?
I don't think I could get in there.
Just going to do it blind. Hey, I can't see it, but I can get to it easier.
Okay.
Ow, ow. That hurt.
I can't get the wrench off.
Okay. There we go.
Hell, it's not bleeding either.
Oh.
That's a good thing.
Oh. All right, well, that is in. Well, there you go, guys. So we got it in without the master cylinder on there. That should make it a little easier for me to get the front lines hooked up to here and on this side over here. All right, you ready to go home?
I'm tired.
Okay. All right, let's head out, and we'll be back next week. So just once again, guys, I ran out of week as far as we got. So I'd recap, but I don't remember everything I did. But we did get today. We got the relays done, so that was nice. The fuel pump's completely wired up. The fan is completely wired up. I got the wheels all put back together, and the calipers are on and ready to go. And I know I did some other things on here. I just honestly can't remember what they are. We went fishing. I know I remember that. Anyways, guys, we're gonna say goodbye here, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. All right, like, subscribe, all those good things. You know what to do. Bye.